Have you ever noticed someone vanish from a platform they helped define? Emma Chamberlain didn't just leave YouTube. She ghosted a generation that grew up with her. No scandal, no big exit video, just silence. And millions of fans were left wondering, why? In this video, we're unpacking the full picture, from burnout to brand strategy, mental health to fame fatigue. Emma didn't disappear by accident. She stepped away for a reason. And honestly, it says a lot about internet culture right now. Stick around, because this one's deeper than just taking a break. Fame at full speed, the rise that never stopped. Emma didn't gradually grow into internet fame. She skyrocketed. Practically overnight, she went from filming chaotic vlogs in her bedroom to collaborating with Louis Vuitton and walking red carpets. That kind of success is thrilling, but also suffocating. There was no time to catch her breath, no buffer to process the weight of millions watching her every move. For years, she was in content mode 24/7. No breaks, no boundaries. Eventually, that pace breaks you down. The internet saw her rise, but they didn't see the toll. Her disappearance wasn't random. It was the first time she hit pause in a journey that never stopped accelerating. Burnout is real, and it's brutal. When Emma says she was burnt out, she means the full crash, not just being tired. Burnout at that level is a collapse of passion, motivation, and even identity. Her brand wasn't scripted, it was her life. Every moment, filmed, edited, monetized. And because her editing style was so raw and DIY, she didn't have a big team to shield her. It was always her doing the work. After years of performing for millions while also growing up behind the scenes, it became too much. Stepping away wasn't weakness, it was survival. Burnout doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've cared so hard, for so long, that there's nothing left. YouTube got too small for her vision. YouTube launched her career, but Emma's creativity started to push beyond its limits. She wasn't just a vlogger anymore. She became a businesswoman, a podcaster, a fashion influencer. YouTube started to feel confining, like a box that didn't fit her anymore. The pressure to keep producing weekly content clashed with her need to evolve artistically. YouTube demands consistency and predictability, but creativity doesn't work on a schedule. Emma needed more space to explore new ideas that didn't always work in a vlog format. Walking away from YouTube wasn't quitting. It was her outgrowing the platform that built her. That's not a loss, it's expansion. The pressure to perform her personality. Emma became famous by being real. But as her fan base grew, that authenticity started to feel like an act. When people expect you to always be quirky, awkward, and relatable, it traps you in a version of yourself that may no longer be accurate. Over time, Emma wasn't just living her life, she was performing her personality for an audience. Even her most genuine moments started to feel like content. That distortion creates mental tension. You feel fake, even when you're not trying to be. So stepping away wasn't about drama. It was about taking off the mask and remembering who she is without a camera on. Vulnerability fatigue. Emma made vulnerability cool on YouTube. She talked about anxiety, loneliness, insecurity, stuff most influencers wouldn't touch. But when you open up that much, it costs you. Every upload became an emotional exposure. And eventually, that gets exhausting. Imagine being vulnerable to millions of strangers week after week. It's draining. Fans want more honesty, more openness, more of you. But you only have so much to give. Emma reached a point where sharing became unsustainable. Privacy started to matter more than validation. Her silence wasn't avoidance. It was a much-needed boundary to protect what little of herself she hadn't already given away. The internet isn't safe for growth. Growing up is messy, and Emma did it under a microscope. When she changed her hair, her fashion sense, or even her mood, the internet had something to say. Fans want you to stay the same version of yourself they fell in love with. But people evolve. Emma was trying to find herself while being dissected by millions. That environment isn't safe for real growth. Every experiment becomes a headline. Every quiet season looks like a crisis. Sometimes, the only way to grow authentically is in silence, away from the pressure to always explain or justify your changes. That's what Emma needed. Her podcast became her safe space. When Emma stepped back from YouTube, she didn't vanish completely. She shifted her energy to her podcast, Anything Goes. That wasn't random. It was intentional. Podcasts don't demand visuals, editing, or appearances. It's just voice, thoughts, and honesty. No filters. Emma could explore ideas, emotions, and life transitions at her own pace. No comments section, no thumbnails, no algorithm breathing down her neck. It became a slower, safer way to stay creative without sacrificing her mental health. Through the podcast, she stayed connected to her audience, but on her terms. That shift wasn't just personal, it was strategic. She's building a legacy, not just a following. Emma's not just a creator anymore, she's a brand. Chamberlain Coffee, fashion partnerships, podcasting, all point to the long-term vision. Emma wants sustainability, not just virality. She realized she can't be on camera 24/7 and still build something that lasts beyond her face or personality. So she made a smart pivot. By stepping back from YouTube, she gave herself room to grow a business, explore new spaces, and protect her energy. She doesn't need constant uploads to stay relevant. She's moving like a founder now. And in a world of content burnout, that's actually revolutionary. Algorithms started controlling her life. YouTube's algorithm rewards nonstop output. If you miss a week, you risk falling off. That kind of system traps creators into overproduction, even when they're mentally drained. Emma talked about how much pressure she felt to keep showing up, even when she didn't want to. Eventually, the algorithm wasn't just influencing her uploads. It was shaping her decisions, her creativity, even her mood. Her channel became less of an outlet and more of a grind. Leaving wasn't laziness, it was liberation. She needed to break the cycle and take back control of her work and well-being. Privacy became more valuable than views. When you shared almost every part of your life online, privacy starts to feel like gold. Emma got to a point where she didn't want the camera on all the time. Not every outfit, friend, or conversation needs to be public. Fame turns regular moments into spectacle. And when your whole life is content, you lose the parts that make you human. Stepping away from YouTube gave her space to reclaim those private, sacred things without needing to explain or monetize them. Privacy isn't boring, it's healing. And for Emma, it was probably overdue. The culture shifted, and so did she. YouTube changed. The internet changed. And Emma changed with it. But the culture didn't leave space for that evolution. The new wave of creators is faster, flashier, and algorithm optimized. Emma's slower, more thoughtful content started to feel out of place. Her unique editing style and storytelling didn't fit the new formula. And instead of forcing it, she pulled back. That choice wasn't her giving up. It was her refusing to conform. She wasn't interested in chasing trends. She was interested in staying true to herself, even if that meant stepping off the platform that made her. She didn't disappear. She just stopped performing. Here's the core truth. Emma Chamberlain didn't vanish. She just stopped performing. She stopped uploading weekly pieces of herself for validation. She stopped letting internet strangers dictate her pace, her image, and her worth. She's still here, just quieter, more intentional, more in control. She's still making things, still expressing herself, just not under the same spotlight. And maybe that's the lesson. In a world addicted to visibility, choosing silence can be the most powerful statement you can make. Emma didn't fall off, she stepped back. And honestly, that's something more creators need to learn how to do. Emma Chamberlain didn't disappear, she evolved. And maybe that's the whole point. In a culture that demands constant updates, silence becomes powerful. She chose herself, her peace, her growth. And that takes more courage than any vlog ever could. If this video helped you see things differently, hit like, drop a comment, and tell us your favorite Emma moment. Subscribe to unlock the spark for more deep dives, culture commentary, and stories that actually mean something. We'll be here when you're ready to go deeper.